feel like a tub of ice cream in a microwave. I'm melting here, so I am. Ah, well. I've got my cup of coffee. I've got my bottle of water. It should be enough to keep me going. Anyway, let's go. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of the day it is. Welcome back to the Mirror Army podcast for another episode. Feeling a bit groggy this morning, but once my coffee kicks in, I'll feel a little bit better. But I'm here, back for another glorious episode of the Mirror Army podcast. Well, guys, how you all keeping out there? Hope you're all doing well, as always. Welcome to this Tuesday's edition of the podcast. What a weekend it's been since the last time I spoke to you on Friday. Yes, last Friday I put the podcast out because it was one day late. But what a weekend it has been. But yeah, I'm back. Obviously things to talk about today, questions to answer, and more. But I tell you what, here I'm sitting here this morning. I'm recording this podcast this morning at 8:45 a.m. in the morning. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, right, let's get this podcast done and get on the rest of my day. But I'm sitting here this morning and it's only 8:45 in the morning and I am absolutely, should I say, baking. I feel like I'm sitting in an oven and it's only 9 a.m. in the morning. Now I know it's only supposed to get to maybe 18 or 19 today compared to yesterday or even Sunday when I was out on Sunday. Thank God I'm not in fucking England right now because apparently in England it's an absolute, the heat is horrendous, into the 30s. But here, would be complained if it was raining with me. Anyway, sorry about sound a bit groggy this morning. Just didn't obviously sleep great last night because of the heat. The heat was wild. It's that time of year, you know, where you're in your bed at night and you're either too warm or you're too cold. And when you're too warm, you open the window and it's still too bloody warm. And you're scared you open the window in case you let like bugs or something into your room, like moths or whatever. But when you're too warm and then you put a fan on, and then you get too cold because you're lying outside the quilt or the blanket, whatever. It's just one of those back and forward situations where you just sort of go, right, this is just taking the piss now. I need a good night's sleep. Last night was one of those nights where it was just like, right, I'll lie on top of the bed tonight because it's too warm. And then I got a little bit chilly because the window was open. And then when I got into the bed, it was too bloody warm. And I kicked the quilt off. And then it got too warm. Then I put the fan on. It was just like, right, this is just taking the piss now. I need to get sleep. But anyway, I'm here. I've got my second cup of coffee. I'm doing all right. So anyway, before I continue on in the podcast today, just want to give a big shout out to some of our friends of the Mirror Army podcast and also how you can get in touch with us here on the Mirror Army podcast. I actually do sound a bit groggy this morning, don't I? I need to wake up. Should have got another tin of Monster. Anyway, before I continue on, if you want to get in touch with us here at the Mirror Army podcast, if you're obviously a regular listener, you know how to do it by now. If you want to get in touch with us, you can contact us by email, mirrorarmypodcast@yahoo.com. Also, the social media platforms, our glorious, wonderful social media platforms. Mirror Army YouTube channel on Facebook. Drop us a DM on there, as you always do. Thank you very much for that. Instagram, official Matthew Moore on Instagram. You can follow me on there and obviously send me a DM and answer the questions that I put on my story, which some of you have done recently. Sent me some questions for today, which I appreciate as always. Also, you can go to our website, mirrorarmy.co.uk, for all your merch, to check out all the vlogs, just the podcasts here. You know, just the usual argy-bargy on there, mirrorarmy.co.uk. And also, if you want to check out our good friends, now there's been some changes over the last day or two with our good friends at FTBL Spot for all your football needs. They are in the middle of revamping their website, from what I can see. But if you go to their social media platforms and if you see anything on there, there's links on there to their current website address Also, their social media platforms, you can get in touch with them for all your football needs, whether it be classic football shirts, football boots, mystery shirt in the box, and much more. If you get in touch with them via their social media platforms and click on the links on there for their website, FTBL Spot, you can get great discounts quoting Moore Army. Contact them and tell them that the Moore Army, you're a Moore Army listener of the podcast, etc., and they will sort you out with great discounts. I know they did have a website before, ftblspot.shop, but it's now officially been closed. They're in the middle of doing some good upgrades, should we say. Their current website, which the links are on their social media pages, their new site looks pretty cool. You can go on there and you can interact with them. You can talk to them live chat. You can also check out some of their great items as well for all your football needs. Classic football shirts as well are awesome. Also, the football boots we probably saw in the vlog a few months ago when they sent Lewis a pair of football boots as a thank you, and also sent me a lovely Bayern Munich shirt, which I love, which I'll be taking away on holiday this year with me. But yes, FTBL Spot, guys. Go to their social media pages on Instagram and Facebook, and I think they're on Twitter as well, and they're on TikTok too. FTBL Spot. Not all one word. The FTBL is one, then obviously space Spot. And click on the links on their social media. It takes you straight to their website. And if you contact them and when you're purchasing something and quote Moore Army, they will sort you out with some fantastic discounts of their items. Anyway, what else do I have to throw in here today? Anything else I want to throw in today? Yeah, I wish today's podcast was sponsored by Monster, because I need more energy. Oh dear. Oh yes, and that's another thing too as well. If you're listening to us on Spotify, add us to your playlist. I appreciate it. If you're listening to us on Apple, is it Apple Podcasts now? I still call it Apple Music. Thank you for all your streams and downloads. And now we are officially back. Yes, we are officially back on TuneIn Radio. So all the listeners on TuneIn Radio, hello guys, how you doing? Yes, I know, TuneIn Radio, one of the biggest platforms in the world for radio stations, podcasts. Well, obviously the big ones are like Spotify and Apple, but obviously TuneIn Radio is a massive platform to be on as well, because a lot of people use it for listening to their radio stations around the world. So like the likes of Northern Ireland here, all the major radio stations in Northern Ireland are on TuneIn Radio. And guess what? So is the Moore Army podcast. So hello there, how you doing? If you're listening to us on TuneIn Radio, all the podcasts from previous episodes are all on there now as well to listen to. So get on there and start supporting the Moore Army. I would appreciate it. Right, now all that stuff's out of the way. What have I got for you on the podcast today? Well, quite a few subjects I could talk about today on the podcast. If I can decide to find what I'm looking for here, I'm looking for my notes. Stop, there we go. There's my notes there. Right, what have I got today on the podcast for you? We've got a story, a very interesting story of a mother who forced her son into a cat litter tray, has been jailed in the UK. Interesting. Royal Mail postmen. Any postmen out there listening to the podcast? Apparently it's been over 2,000 dogs have attacked over Royal Mail staff over this last year or so. All little ankle biters out there attacking Royal Mail postmen, etc. We're going to talk about that. We've got some more stories on household energy bills, because a lot of you like to hear updates on that. We've also got a interesting story from a grooming gang ringleader who has built a home in the UK through the taxpayer, or in his home country, through the UK taxpayer. I saw that story last night and I thought, yeah, I got to share that story. That story really pissed me off last night when I read it. And also, we had a bit of shocking football last night. It comes to Manchester City. All that and more today on the podcast, plus I'm going to answer some of your questions as well. But before I get into today's subjects, what have I been up to since I spoke to you on Friday? Keep saying Thursday. Friday. What I was up to? Well, Friday I didn't do very much, to be honest with you. Obviously, got the podcast recorded. I had a load on Friday, which was just hectic. Saturday, I was out on Saturday with my friend Cameron. I went to a local football game. Was Ards Rangers versus Bangor. It was great running into a few people who have ran into one or two young supporters of the YouTube channel. Actually ran into a family actually who watched the YouTube channel, and the dad said he listens to the podcast in his work van. So I can't remember what his name was. He told me what his name was, but my head's blank this morning. But if he's listening to me, you met me at the football on Saturday. If you're listening to the podcast in your work van, hello, give you a shout out. But yeah, it was good to get out on Saturday, meet a few people. And then on Sunday, as you probably saw on my YouTube channel, I decided to get up on Sunday and think, right, you know something, Sunday's day off. I'm not sitting about today doing bugger all. I am getting up and I'm moving today. I am getting out of here. So I did. I took myself out for the day, guys, and I had an absolutely brilliant day. Went for a long walk. I'm going to say a long walk. The vlog was put out in 2 parts. You can go and check them out now on the YouTube channel, where I go with for an adventurous Sunday afternoon. The first one entails of me obviously going round down around the beach, ran into some amazing properties that I saw around the area near the beach, where I saw a house valued at nearly £1 million, £750,000. The house was like fucking Buckingham Palace. Some of the houses that I came across was unbelievable. Ran into a lovely man who was doing fishing. You saw him briefly in the distance in the background on the vlog, but I got actually speaking to him. And he was a lovely man. He apparently goes fishing there all the time. It's a lovely spot where he was fishing. We were just sitting talking about life, just talking about in general stuff, talking about the world, talking about the way the world's going boogaloo at the minute, which is, it is, and he agrees with me. And then I got myself up to a place called the Esplanade, which is a lovely wee spot in Ballyholme. Went for some Sunday dinner, which was just incredible. The food in there is amazing. So if you're in the Bangor, Ballyholme area, head to the Esplanade. It was a really, 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 it was really, really nice just to sort of go out and switch off. It was a great day. It's a pity I couldn't get a seat outside because it was a roasting hot day, and I wanted when I got up to the venue, it was like a whole big outside area you could sit in, but it was completely packed, which was expected on a warm sunny day. So I ended up sitting inside, but the air conditioning was lovely, and I had the football on, which was great. And there was like a wee sports bar bit at the back, and I sat in there and I had food. Ran into a local Irish League player who I know very well. I was talking to him, and I met some really lovely people in there. The bar staff and all were fantastic, and the food was incredible. I didn't even finish it. It was unbelievable. The food was amazing. And then just took myself off for another big long walk afterwards on the way home. Just as I was coming home, called into the park, fed the babies, the ducks, the baby ducks. Well, they're not so much babies anymore. They're as big as their parents now. Had a bit of an incident. Well, not an incident. Had a bit of a situation where it really, really fucking pissed me off. This wee lad, he was about the same age as my Lewis, and his dad were being really wicked to the animals. Like, really wicked, as in, like, the babies. He was scaring the shit out of it. He was chasing the babies, and he was screaming at them, like, not messing around or playing with them. Like, he was fully on being a wee fucker to them. Him and his dad was standing freaking laughing, and I'm going to myself, that's just fucking cruel. Them wee babies are only a few weeks old and you're chasing them. And you could see the evil in his face. He was just like screaming at them, and then I'm standing there looking at him going, is there any fucking need for it? Like, and this couple walked past and they were like, why are they being like that? I mean, because some people in this world just don't give a shit. You know what I mean? I'll be the first to admit there's certain animals in this world that I'm not obviously a big fan of. You know, I don't have a pet, but I love seeing animals and I love feeding animals, and I have personally no time for a pet at the minute. Because people ask me all the time, do you have pets? I don't have pets. I've had, over the years growing up, I've had dogs and cats, and I've had fish, and I don't have time for animals at the minute. Lewis keeps bashing on me here a minute about getting a wee small dog for the house, and I said, Lewis, number one, we like to travel all the time. And it wouldn't be fair on it all trying to get the dog looked after all the time and shipping it off to different places all the time. And plus with me being so busy all the time as well. And then obviously you're not here as much now too, because you obviously got your friends and all out doing your own thing and all now. And our situations as well in the house, we don't have time for an animal. It wouldn't be fair on the animal. That's why we don't have a dog or a cat or whatever at the minute. And just seeing that wee fella chase those birds like that, I was just like, you fucking evil wee shit. And the fact that his dad was standing pissing himself laughing, yeah, it's good, go and do it more. For like going over and grabbing him and fucking drop kicking him into the lake. But apart from that, the babies are grand. I met some more nice people down at the park, and I was just sitting there, just enjoying the day, guys, soaking in the sun, having a bit of me time. You know, it was such a lovely day just to get out there, and I had no kids around my feet. Not that I'm ever complaining, because I'm not. I've said this many times. I do miss my babies being small. I miss taking them to the park and doing wee things like that now. But those, now it's time to sort of go out and enjoy myself now, and that's what I'm doing. And over the next few days here, the weather's supposed to be okay again. So I was planning maybe going away today for a day or so with Lewis, but then he was like, I don't want to go now, I just want to stay at home. Okay, grumpy teenager. But yeah, I'm going to start doing more things like this, guys, because life's too short, and sitting about on days off and stuff, and you're sitting around doing nothing, it's like, nah, screw that, I need to get up and do something. So I'm glad I did what I did on Sunday. I got up and I had a good time, and the weather was amazing, and I met some lovely people along the way, and I was so glad that I got out and done it. So there you go. And then yesterday, I've been trying to film this this vlog on my channel for about a week now, where I've been repainting my bathroom and freshening up the bathroom. Now, obviously, when I started the vlog the other day, where I went out and you see me get the stuff. I want to release the vlog today, where I'm actually, you see me out getting stuff and, getting the paint and getting everything ready to go, and you see me painting this vlog's took a few days to put together, because obviously of being called away at the last minute. When I started to get the stuff in for it and was going to paint it the first night, I was called away at the last minute. Hence why I couldn't even do the podcast last Thursday. It's just every day I've tried to do it, it's just been one thing after another. But yesterday, I finally got the paint work done. I have to go out today here and get some stuff for the bathroom. It's just a whole big argy-bargy, but basically the vlog will be out probably after you see this today on the YouTube channel. So I've been doing that the last couple of days. The bathroom's turned out well. The next port of call is the kitchen. My kitchen's going to get a revamp as well. I'm going to get it refreshened up, repainted. Just going to basically just completely tear the whole place apart and get it all ripped apart, get new artwork for in the kitchen, get everything just completely tore out, clean, scrubbed, freshly painted, everything done. And then after that, the next port of call is to give the living room a facelift. Because I want to completely change the living room. So I do want to get a complete facelift. But it's just getting the time to do it, guys, because obviously I'm busy and I'm doing other things as well. So yeah, just trying to wrap my head around everything at the minute. So keeping myself busy. So it is. Just whenever you lose that job in life of being the parent all the time and doing all the things for the kiddies, and then they grow up and move on, then you say to yourself, right, now it's time for me to do what I want to do. And if it means me taking myself out for the day on my own, or painting the kitchen, or painting stuff, or finding new hobbies to do, or going out to new places, or taking myself out for a bite to eat, or going to the local pub on my own for a pint, or just doing me things like that there. My life's starting to change now, and I'm starting to get used to it now, and I'm starting to find my feet, because for the last almost 20 years, I've been playing the dad role. You know what I mean? Just obviously constantly 24/7 with the kids, work, the home life and all, and everything else. And now most of that's fading out now, because Brooke and Lewis are older now and they're out doing their own thing. So it's now my time, which is great. So that's what I've been up to pretty much the last couple of days. But if you want to go and check out those vlogs, guys, I would appreciate it. Please, I would appreciate it. Right, anyway, what have I got for you to talk about today? Let's get in here first of all to Royal Mail. Let's talk about Royal Mail. Any Royal Mail workers out there, any postmen out there? You know, obviously this is the time of year where I feel sorry for the postmen, because it's fucking roasting and they're going around boiling. Our postman who comes to our house and delivers our mail is such a lovely guy. He's such a cool guy. And even when we're not here, he knows if we're not here, you know, he keeps our parcels for us, or he would drop it to a neighbour, or he would do something to always make sure we get our mail. And he's such a cool guy to talk to as well. Every time he's around the area, I always stand tall away to him and stuff, and he's such a nice guy. But anyway, and speaking of that, Royal Mail workers, almost 2,200 Royal Mail staff have been attacked in the UK, apparently, by dogs. Almost 2,200 dog attacks were recorded on Royal Mail staff in the UK last year. This is the highest number of incidents occurred. The most incidents that occurred in the UK was in Sheffield and Portsmouth, with over 60 and 66 attacks respectively from both areas. Fucking hell. Like, I remember, guys, I'll tell you a wee quick story here. I remember years ago, whenever my marriage and all had ended, and I was living with Tony for a while to try and get myself back on my feet, because I'll be the first, I've told us before, I ended up with nothing. My marriage ended, I ended up homeless, with no job, no money, no income, no piss damn, nothing. What was I always saying? Not a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. And I had to rebuild myself again. So when I finally got myself my first flat to live in, I was living in a flat, actually right beside where Brooke and Lucy used to go to primary school. And when I was living there at the time, there was houses attached to the block of flats. And the first house attached to the bottom I was in the bottom flat, obviously two floors high. And they had this dog next door, and I swear to fuck, that dog did not shut its fucking trap all day. I mean, it was a Jack Russell, and all it done was bark, 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 and I mean 24/7. I mean, it would not fuck up. It got to the point where I tried to go into them, and the thing about it was, though, right, this house, I remember this house vividly from the 90s. I remember walking past this house in the estate where the estate was, where I had the flat, is where I grew up in the 90s when I first moved from Belfast. So I remember walking past there with my friend, who I've said many times no longer with us anymore. Walking past that house, and they used to have this old Vauxhall Nova bashed up old car in the front garden, actually in the front garden, I know, and it was all fenced off, and the garden was stinking, and it had bits of car in it. It was fucking absolutely stinking, rubbish everywhere, and it was a stinking out house. And when I moved into that flat next to them houses, that car was still in the fucking driveway. Now, this was when did I move into that flat? 2013? Yeah, 2013 I moved into that flat, and this was from the 90s till then. And the garden was stinking, and they had this fucking dog, and I mean, it barked and barked and barked and barked and barked and barked, and it would not fuck up. And I went in, I shouted through the window many times, "Do you want to shut that dog up, please? I'm trying to sleep." People above me were complaining, the neighbours were complaining, and I mean, it wouldn't shut up. I actually posted a video on my personal Facebook years ago of it, just constantly barking, and friends of mine all said, report it to the council. Do this, do that, ring the animal people. It's being locked up in a garden. It's ridiculous. So I phoned the council, and the council didn't do fuck all. And it got to the point where it was just going. So anyway, the moral of the story is about this dog was in Royal Mail. You're wondering where the hell this story's linked to. Here it is. I remember one day, it was a Tuesday morning, and when Brooke and Liz first came to live with me, because their school was literally across the street at the time, before we actually moved here in 2015. This was after Christmas time in 2014. And because I lived in that flat just over a year, and I remember it was one day I heard this guy at the front screaming, and I mean screaming, and I was like, what the fuck's going on? And I looked at the window. This dog had attacked the postman, and when I say attacked the postman, it took near a chunk out of his fucking calf muscle. This dog was just a vile, evil, and I hate speaking ill of animals, but this dog needed to be taken away. And it was like drooling at the mouth, and it was full. It literally dug its teeth right into this man's calf muscle, and the guy was screaming, trying to get the dog off his leg. And then when he shouted into the people, "That's it, that fucking dog, I'm reporting that dog." And the people in the house, I mean, I don't think they had a brain cell between their fucking ears, to be quite honest with you. But it was a few days later, right? There was an animal van outside their door. Now, here's the thing. Obviously, he attacked the postman. I know they had other animals in there, the likes of cats and God knows whatever else. But see, it was a couple of days later, I think it was the Friday afternoon, when I was in the flat sitting, and I seen this big van pulling out the front of the thing, because you could see it through the living room window. And someone had obviously he must have reported the animals, or dog, whatever. I remember seeing that afternoon, the animal people going in and bringing out cage after cage after cage. 13 cats, 4 birds, and fuck knows whatever else they brought out of there. But the dog wasn't there. So they must have got the dog offside while the animal people came. 13 fucking cats as well. I was like, holy shit, that house must be fucking stinking. So a week or so passed again, and I'm lying in bed on a Sunday morning, and all you hear is the again, and I'm like, you fucking son of a bitch. That dog's back again. I was like, you fucking... I pulled my curtains open, pulled my blinds open, looked at the window, and there's that fucking dog again. They'd hid the dog after biting the postman. Another couple of weeks had passed after that, and what happened again? It attacked somebody else. It attacked a school child. Attacked a kid. Grabbed the child down, and it must have got through the gate or whatever in the garden, and got out and grabbed the child and pulled the child down to the ground by the trousers and started trying to attack the child. Now, I'm sorry, but I don't want to be taught ill or speak down about animals or anything. There's no type of animal cruelty at all in any way, shape or form. But if an animal's like that, that animal needs to be taken away by the authorities and dealt with, because if it's attacking kids and attacking postmen, that dog needs to be taken away. Now, the last I heard about it years ago, it was eventually taken away, and some more authorities come into the house. That dirty old Carnall's been taken away. Now, I haven't been past that flat in a long time. In fact, I've been past it in my friend's car about a year ago. Obviously, there's been a few changes around that area. There's been new windows put in where I used to live, and the parts of the area have all been cleaned up and all now, which is good to see. But I just wanted to share that story about the dog biting the postman. I mean, it literally dug its fucking teeth into its calf. Like, seriously. But this is the danger of being a postman. You know, you obviously go in and these animals could attack you, or you could walk into any type of situation. But the fact that these postmen are being attacked now, and you know, it seems to be getting an ongoing thing now. It's always been a thing for years, but obviously you get animals in the house and they bark at the bin man, or they bark at the postman, or, you know, delivery man from Amazon or whatever. But when they actually start attacking, the postman, like when I saw that my postman getting attacked that day, I was like, holy fucking shit. I was like, what is going on here? Like, that's just insane. But going back into that there, sorry about that whole big rant there. So, it isn't this story I was reading this morning there before I come on the air, that apparently there was a lot more attacks. There was more attacks during the COVID time when everybody was at home, obviously. But more so recently now, where more animals or more dogs are attacking more postmen across the UK. And it's an ongoing issue. So there you go. If you're a postman and you see a small dog, don't deliver the parcel. Run like fuck. Especially after what I saw that day where that dog grabbed that guy's calf. Fuck, I'd never forget that guy was screaming. And he was hitting it with the bag and all too, trying to get it off him. And he had a big whack out of his leg. I'd have sued. If it was me, I'd have sued the fucking family. You know what I mean? And I'd have rang the animal people right away, and I'd have had that dog taken away and dealt with. It's unbelievable. But that day it dragged the wee child to the ground by the trousers and it was trying to attack the child, and the dad obviously grabbed the dog by the scruff and flung it across the road. But I still remember every day just seeing that evil face in that dog, and it just wouldn't shut up. I mean, it was just constant. Just I remember just opening the window and I remember shouting in, see if you don't shut that fucking dog up. I swear to God, shut it up to fucking bring it in. And it was just constantly. But this is the thing that annoys me, right, about people with dogs like that. It just constantly bark all the time. If it barks and barks and barks and barks and barks and barks and barks, go out and bring it in. You're disturbing the peace. There's people out there who are, more so these days, like people who work from home. You know, I mean, they're trying to work and trying to earn a living, and they say their next door neighbour has a yappy dog that just does not shut the fuck up and just constantly bark, 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 bark. It's like sitting there poking somebody with a stick. They're going to eventually fucking blow up and blow their lid. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's crazy. I mean, some people out there, I believe, don't deserve to have animals. It's not the animal's fault. It's the owner's fault for the way they treat them, the way they bring them up and all that there. But when it comes to attacking innocent postmen and attacking people, no, that's not good for me. That needs to stop. So it does. But anyway, moving on. Listen to this one here. Sorry, this is normally a thing I wanted to bring up as well today. But we're talking about, I'll actually leave this one to the end, actually. We'll talk about that one in a minute. Let's talk about this one. Mother is sent to jail. Yeah. I don't, what the hell's the world coming to? Mother sent to jail who forced her son's head into a cat litter. Mother who has subjected her son to repeated abuse, including forcing his head into a cat litter tray, has been sentenced to 6 months in prison. A woman from I don't know where she said. Oh, sorry, it's actually from here. Actually, and she was sentenced at Londonderry Court on Monday after pleading guilty to 3 counts of assaulting her son. The court was told that 2 assaults took place 2012 and a third in 2016. Apparently, she's from Ballymena, and she was forced. Obviously, she was given a son abuse, which is horrible. But the fact that she shoved her son's head into a cat litter tray, that is fucking disgusting. And she only got 6 months. That woman needs to be locked in a fucking padded cell with a fucking straitjacket on. There's no need for that at all, like. But the fact that she was shoving him into a cat litter tray, what is the world coming to? Like, seriously, this world is just... like, the other day I was talking to that man when he was out fishing. We were talking about the world, and I'm saying about all these different things that's happening in the world right now, and people getting away with murder, literally. And the next subject I wanted to talk about, which I didn't actually say to you there, that because I'm so fucking tired this morning, I'm all kerfuffled. Another person was sent to jail for 28 months for a tweet, like your girl Lucy Conley. And that's what we were talking about the other day. You get put in jail for putting up tweets and Facebook pictures or messages or whatever, or you write out an opinion online. But people like that who are abusing their kids and sticking their fucking head in the cat litter, or they're out there part of grooming gangs, or they're beating up people on beaches and chasing people with swords, that's okay. You get to be smacking the wrist there, that's absolutely fine. You just do that. That's grand. You do that. That's 100% fine. But people like that just get a 6 months suspended sentence or a 6 month sentence and a smack in the wrist and sent home. And this is what me and this guy were talking about the other day. The world is just going absolutely fucking a doolally. So it is. But yeah, as I said you there's a girl in England, Runcorn, was sentenced to 20 hit months in prison for posting a tweet in direct echo of Lucy Conley. Yep. Put in jail for 28 months for a tweet. Not a bad tweet. Just put in jail for tweeting. Fuck, if they heard me talking in this podcast, I get about 10 years. Reporting live from Maghaberry Prison in Northern Ireland, it's the Moore Army Podcast. What are you in for? Having an opinion. What are you in for? Oh, I'm in for mass murder and, X, Y, and Z. But what are you in for? I done a weekly podcast and just talked about the world. Yeah, that's the type of environment that we live in now. Yeah. Do you know my mother actually says to me all the time about this podcast? She goes, you got to be careful what you say, because they might lock you up and put you in jail. What, for reading out the news or answering questions or having my personal opinion on whatever I see? No, I don't think so. But anyway, yes, this one was sent to jail for 28 months for a tweet, which is just like, what the fuck is going on with this world? Anyway, moving on. All you people out there contact me all the time about, like I said this about a week or two ago in the podcast, you were saying about, your cares for your grandparents or your own personal life or whatever, about household energy bills and electric and gas and the prices of this and the prices of that. What's my view on this? What's my view on that? Etc., 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 which is grand. I like to keep you updated if I see anything out there at all. But I just seen one this morning there saying household energy bills have fallen recently, which is great to see, but it might not go much longer, apparently. Energy prices will fall from today actually, for 21 million households across England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland. But uncertainty, I can't speak this morning, what is wrong with me? Uncertainty remains amongst whether costs will stay down for the winter. Isn't it just a coincidence that the government dropped the prices in the fucking summer when it's a heat wave? Yeah, a heat wave. But when it comes to the winter, don't you worry about that. Your wee granny over there at 85 years of age will just sit in the corner there and turn into a fucking ice cube. But we'll still charge her double what we're charging her now in the summer. These people must think we're stupid. The summertime, you don't really use your heating. You don't really use obviously you use gas for your hot water and stuff like that. But these people must think we're fucking stupid. No wonder it's cheaper because people are not using it in heat waves. Like, they must think we're fucking stupid. You know what I mean? It's like, So they're now saying it may go back up again by the winter. No surprise. like they did last year, took all the winter fuel payments off the old age pensioners, and a lot of them froze to death in the fucking winter time. Thanks, Keir Starmer. Thanks, Labour government. You're such a great service to this country. Yeah, kiss my ass. Anyway, I just don't know what the hell's going on in this world today. God, I'm informed today. This is a story, guys, that I read this morning. I read yesterday, and I wanted to talk about this today. Now, I know I've been getting a lot of emails from fucking morons saying that I've talked about this before, calling me a racist and calling me a homophobic and genderphobic and calling me this and calling me that. But when I read this story, I just went, are you taking the fucking piss? The story was entitled, Grooming Gang Ringleader Builds New Home in Pakistan After £285,000 Taxpayer Handout. Yeah. This guy, convicted, and this is the best part, a convicted paedophile who led the Rochdale grooming gang in England has constructed a property in his native Pakistan while claiming £285,000 in taxpayer-funded legal aid to fight deportation from Britain. He's using the taxpayers' money, a grooming gang leader, a paedophile, using the taxpayers' money in the UK to build a new home in Pakistan worth 285 grand. Yeah. Now, I don't even want to try and pronounce his name. He's 55 years old. He built the house in his home village in Pakistan on the taxpayers' money of the UK. He was a father of 5 who was released from jail after serving just 2.5 years of a 6-year sentence for his role in the sexual assault of 47 girls, some as young as the age of fucking 12. Yeah, the age of 12. 47 girls, and all he got was 6 years. And our taxpayer money has bought him a lovely big self-built mansion in fucking Pakistan. Where is the fucking justice in this country? People out there can't even get on the property ladder because of property prices. Young people out there who are busting their balls to get onto the property market can't even do it. People out there are struggling to put food on the table, feed their families and everything else. But this sick son of a bitch who was just served 2.5 years and all he got was 6 years. I'm sorry. I'm going to say this, I don't give a shit. This piece of shit should have been fucking taken to the electric chair. Sexual assault of 47 girls, some as the young of the age of 12. And he's using the taxpayers' money to buy himself build himself a nice big mansion over in his hometown in Pakistan. More than a decade ago, apparently he was told he'd be deported after his release, but apparently he continued to reside in Rochdale, Greater Manchester, and he was the ringleader of a grooming gang. Now, we all know in the news recently, guys, that you hear all these stories about this grooming gang report and all this bullshit that Keir Starmer's trying to do to save his fucking job. People like myself have seen this coming for a long time. And again, I'm not being racist because the guy's from Pakistan, but I'm sorry. But is that not just taking the fucking piss? People like myself and other people out there who even listen to this podcast, who work their ass off for their family, their kids, provide food, provide a nice home for their family, are paying taxes into the government, and these guys are taking it while they're in fucking jail. Grooming gang leaders, sick, twisted bastards, raping children, are taking our taxpayers' money and then building a lovely big house to walk out of jail out after 2.5 years. What is going on with this country? You know what I mean? And they're putting people like that one we were talking about a second ago in jail for tweets. For having an opinion. Seriously, what the man. I remember the days working in the passport office and talking about this for years ago. The government have lost the plot and they're letting too many illegals in, and it's going to get to the point where it's going to go crazy and everything's going to go mad and the world's just going to go bonkers, and it's happening. And it's just like, I met a couple. So I was talking to a couple briefly on, what day was it? I was out. Was it Friday or Saturday? I think it was maybe Friday. I was out at the shopping centre, And I met this lovely couple from the Philippines. And I did actually see them outside Marks and Spencer's. And I was chatting away to them, and they were lovely. And the wife was still in like a nurse's uniform. And I just cracked a joke with her, and I said, "Uck, just finished work for the day. I'm sure you're tired." And she was like, "Oh," she says, "my feet are killing me. I was just on a 13-hour day today." She says, "My feet are killing me." And I said, "Well, fair play and respect to you." You know what I mean? And her husband was looking after the wee one now there, and he was obviously, helping look after the child, and she looked exhausted, God love her. And people like that, I respect. I've worked with people like that. Nurses, doctors, people who work in different places, restaurants, outlets, who are working, are great to see, lovely people, lovely. And then you get these grooming gangs, these illegals get into these grooming gangs, and they're out raping children and abusing women and blah, 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 and they get put in jail for maybe a year and a half, 2 years, they get back out, and they walk straight back out like that guy did and walk straight into a nice big mansion. But people like you or me who listen to this podcast today, if you were to go onto Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, or Facebook and make it public, and make a real big statement about how you're feeling towards the government or whatever it is, then the police will be kicking your door down. And you'll be put in jail for, 2-3 years maybe. For putting the wee thing up on social media, giving your opinion, because you're having a few through the power of free speech, which, in my opinion, is dying every day. Just when I saw that grooming gang later builds a new home in Pakistan on the taxpayers' money, really, made my piss boil. But we can't say nothing against it, because if we do, then we're obviously the worst in the world. So we are. But what do I know? You know what I mean? It's crazy. Anyway, let me know what you think about this, guys. On any other subject I talked about today, drop me an email, drop me a message on social media, let me hear what you think. It's too early in the morning for this shit. I should have had a Monster before I started today. Right, before I'll move any further into the podcast today, I did say to you on Friday's episode that I was going to announce last Thursday's Jackass of the week, or last Friday's episode's Jackass of the week today, and then I'm going to do another Jackass of the week on Thursday. So I'll do that at the end after I answer some of your questions, because I know a lot of you have been contacting me on social media and stuff like that, asked me a couple of questions over the last few days, but obviously I do really appreciate any questions at all, guys. You always send to me. I say it all the time, your questions are really the thing that keeps this podcast going every week, because I love hearing from you. So I'll start off with Instagram here today. Here we go. We see, where are we? Right, I've one here from Macaulay5278 on Instagram. Have you any plans for your birthday next Tuesday? You had to drop the fucking bomb on everybody and tell everybody it's my birthday next Tuesday. Yes, it's my birthday next Tuesday, the 8th of July. Yes, we're in July. I know it's the 1st of July today. I'm only winding you up. Any plans for my birthday next Tuesday? No. Not a dicky bird. Not a thing. No plans at all. Full stop. Get up in the morning. Get on with my day. Do my work. Get everything that has to be done. Get stuff done around the house. Maybe take myself out for a nice wee coffee somewhere for a wee walk or whatever. That's it. No plans at all. Not a dicky bird. Because birthdays in my eyes are just like normal days. My kids tell me off all the time. Dad, it's your birthday, you have to celebrate it. Well, now my mum wants to go out for a meal, as she always does. Mum does this every time there's a birthday or something like that. Let's go out for a meal. I'm like, really? Okay. She wants to go out for a meal on the Thursday after my birthday, but to be quite honest with you, my birthday to me in my eyes is just a normal day. At the minute, I have no plans at all at the minute. So that's the answer to your question. No, I have no plans. And will there be before you ask again, will there be a podcast next Tuesday? Yes, there will be, because I'll probably record it on the Monday night and put it out on Tuesday. So there you go. Happy birthday to me. Right, here we go. One here from William Monte 21 says, "Hi Matthew, loving the podcast. What's your favourite? Who's your favourite darts player?" Well, from the past, favourite darts player would be probably Phil Taylor or Eric Bristow. I used to love watching him when I was a wee boy back in the day. Favourite darts player from today? You've got the likes of Humphreys, Luke Littler. I'm loving Luke Littler. Obviously, he's come onto the scene and just completely blew up the darts world over this last year or two. But yeah, I used to love watching the likes of Eric Bristow and Phil Taylor and Barney, a big Barney back in the day too as well. So I hope that clears it up for you. But yeah, that at the minute my favourite dart player would probably be around the likes of Luke Humphreys or Luke Littler. Van Gerwen's not a bad player, I like him now and again. But these boys in Northern Ireland are coming up as well. They won the World Cup there recently. So yeah, it's the world of darts is a very interesting place at the minute. Everybody seems to be on this darts boom at the minute with like Luke Littler and all coming on the scene and everything going well. And a lot of young kids now are getting involved in darts again, which is great to see. Because back in the day when I was a kid, God, used to get the old ones on, used to be on ITV or BBC One, the darts used to watch, and all these be small tiny venues and it was all filled with smoke, and when they were playing darts they were drinking beer and smoking and all when they were playing darts. Now it's obviously all changed and it's all corporate now and all the big events and all, and it's great. And as you probably saw yourself if you've watched the vlog, I went to the one in Belfast and it was an amazing night, a night that I'll never forget, especially running into all those young fans who follow me and were buying me beer and fucking, it was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. Some of the young viewers and all I met that night were just outstanding. Met new viewers of the channel and all too. It was such a ball. The boys and all were in my video and all too. You seen them dance with me and all. It was absolutely brilliant. I had a great night, so I did. But thank you for your question. I do appreciate it. Right, let's go on here and say, right, I've one here from Paula. Paula on Instagram says, "Hey Matthew, what is your go-to drink on a warm day? Do you prefer fizzy juice, water, or excuse me, sorry, about the burp here when I'm talking to you. Do you prefer fizzy juice or water, or do you prefer any other type of drink?" The reason why I'm asking is because the heat wave here in England at the minute is absolutely horrendous. Okay. Paula, let me think. What's my go-to drink? Well, obviously when you're out walking on a warm, hot day, I would normally drink bottles of water. Fizzy juice wise, do you know something? At the minute, I'm trying to cut back on fizzy juice because it's another killer for putting on weight. Favourite fizzy juice would probably be the likes of a Pepsi Max or Coke, or I love Iron Brew. Oh, I'm not a bottle of Iron Brew in a long time. Another fizzy drink, maybe. I'm trying to think. The orange isn't too bad. But that would be about it. And then obviously, I've cut these away back big time. I know obviously I had one on the podcast on Friday last week, but an energy drink, I would have maybe, because I used to drink them religiously, not as much anymore now, God no, Jesus no. Monster or a Red Bull. But I prefer at the minute water, especially when I'm out walking. Water. Especially on a warm day like today. But thank you for your question, I do appreciate it. I'll do another one here on Instagram before I move into Facebook. Right, here we go. Right, here we are. Kim on Instagram says, "Hey Matthew, how you doing? Greetings from London." Hello London, how you doing? I heard you've been speaking, you're coming to London in the summer holidays. Just wanted to know what your plans for London is. At the moment here in London, it's absolutely melting. The heat is crazy. Myself and my partner are melting like two lollipops. Two lollipops. They're brilliant. Just wanted to know what your plans are for London when you get here. I live not too far away from the city centre, 5 or 6 miles away to be exact. But again, we try to avoid it at all costs because the price in London is absolutely atrocious. What is your views on the current situation with Keir Starmer? Because we think he's an absolute twat. Lovely. Keep up the good work. Love it. He is a fucking twat. Yeah, as I said, the plans for London this year, obviously I'm taking Lewis to the O2 for a show. Taking him to a wrestling show in the O2 this year again, but we're spending a good few days in London, so yeah, we're going to be doing all the usual spots, but this time we're going to try and find different things to do. And I did say to him that maybe going to see a wee show here and there and go and do different things that we didn't do the last time while we were there. Probably we're going to visit the usual spots. Maybe run into a few oil protesters or something down at Westminster and maybe, have a wee debate with them. I'm kidding. But yeah, no, we're going to do quite a few things this year. We're looking at doing a lot of different things this year, so we'll see how the plans go. But excuse me, I'll be yawning here this morning. I do need any more coffee. Coffee, please, as strong as possible. Yeah, we're just going to be doing all the usual, the touristy stuff, and then we're going to try and find more things to do that we didn't do last time. But I'm hoping the weather's nice when we're over there in August. And I know it's melting over there at the minute. You said you're melting like lollipops for what I've seen on the weather forecast. Apparently London is absolutely fucking horrendous for heat at the minute. So, yeah, but thank you for your message. And I hope you and the other half don't get melted too much. Because I know it's roasting. It's warm over here, but my God, apparently it's really bad over there. Not jealous at all of your heat. Send some over here. Right, let's go into some of your Facebook messages. I'll read 2 from Facebook and then I'll answer an email. And then I'll do the Jackass of the week. Right, let's go into Facebook here and have a nosy. Let's have a look. Right, one here from Daphne. Hello, Daphne. How you doing? Where are you from? Daphne. Don't put down where you're from. I'll click on your profile here to see where you're from, Daphne. You're from Barnsley in England. Hello, Daphne from Barnsley. Says, hey, Matt, how's it going? Came across your podcast a few weeks ago on Spotify. Absolutely love the fact that you tell it how it is. It's great to see people like yourself and others out there who don't give a shit and say what's on their mind. I know you can only go so far with the whole political bullshit going on in the world right now, but I enjoy it from your perspective, especially a good Irishman as well. Well, thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. Keep up the good work. I'll continue to listen to you every week on Spotify. All the best. Enjoy your summer holidays as well. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Call a spade. You know what I mean? If I do it on my YouTube channel, to try and keep it family friendly, because it's obviously friendly, it's a family channel. Probably get barred from YouTube. So I would. But hey ho. This is the world that we live in now, where free speech is being ripped away from us every single day of the week. But again, it's the way all the lefty morons, the woke dopes, the easily offended snowflakes out there are going around crying. Now, I know a lot of you, before we get to this next question here, a lot of you have been asking me, because I see here by reading this question here, a lot of you have been asking me what my view is about this whole situation at Glastonbury over the weekend, of this whole kneecap and all this other crap that was going on the BBC and all. I'm not even going to talk about it. You know why? Because I'm not even going to waste my fucking breath, because this next question I turned around and said, hey Matt, how's it going? David here. I attended Glastonbury over the weekend there, and I was at the event where kneecap was there. There's a whole lot of controversy going on. What's your views on it? I'm not even going to get into it, to be honest with you, because it's a load of bollocks and I'm not getting involved in it. Once I started all this stuff pop up on social media about it all, and then there's more there about this other guy being his management team is pulled out on him, and apparently the BBC top dogs getting the whole bollocking about this performance being shown live and all. I just looked at it and went, you know something, I'm not even going to get into that crap. I can't be bothered. Load of nonsense. So I just switched it off and moved on my day. So yeah, sorry to not answer your question this way, but I'm not going to get into it because, again, it's gonna start a whole big backlash of different people from both sides, especially the left and the wokies are going to come in fucking ripping me apart, and I can't be arsed listening to them. I have more important things to read their messages, like, for example, cut the grass with a pair of scissors, watch paint dry, or was one thing we haven't talked about on the podcast, which we're going to talk about on Thursday, is watch Love Island. Yeah, I'd rather do that. So, yeah, we'll talk about Love Island on Thursday. Fuck me, don't get me started on Love Island. But thank you for your question. Thank you for taking the time. I'll reply to you after I get off the air today, thanking you and explain to you why I didn't talk about it. But anyway, moving on, I'll do one more. Right, see here. Right, I have one here from Jeanette. Jeanette has said to me on Facebook, hey Matt, how's it going? Is there anywhere in the world you'd love to get up to tomorrow and just travel to? No restrictions, no boundaries, just get up, get on a plane and travel to anywhere in the world. Where would you like to go to? Interesting. Well, I'd love to go back to America again. Probably a couple of places. I want to go back to New York again and experience it properly. Compared to 2004. Where else would I like to go to? I've always wanted to go to Hawaii, because apparently Hawaii is a beautiful country. Dubai apparently is a lovely country too as well. I know a few people have been there. Funny enough, Lewis asked me the other day, he says, would you ever go to Saudi Arabia, Daddy? Saudi Arabia loves a lovely country. I went, sure, I'll just go there at the minute and get blown out of the sky, because there's a war going on at the minute around that area, but nah, sorry, I'll go there, no problem. No, Saudi does look lovely, but it's not really for me. Dubai apparently is a lovely country. Obviously, America is the number one spot. I'm trying to think of anywhere else in the world I'd love to go to. Just get up and go. I've always wanted to go to Milan. Obviously to see what Milan's like. I've been to Barcelona before. It's a lovely spot too. Just it's hard to say, but it's Hawaii, maybe New York. Probably back to the Florida again for a next couple of weeks in Florida. But yeah, that's pretty much it really. No restrictions. No, just explore the world. God, I wish I could. I wish I had those privileges where I could just get up and get on a private plane and go, right, pilot, take me to X, Y, and Z. It'd be lovely. But thank you for your question. I appreciate it. Right, I'll do one email and then I'll hit the road to do the Jackass of the week, and then I'll head down the road for this week. I've been probably bombing along quite a bit though, so I'm quite tired still, even though I've been talking for nearly an hour now. I've had a coffee and everything else. Maybe a cold shower may help. Right, let's get into some of the emails. Let's have a look. There's quite a few actually this week, which I'll reply to over the weekend. Right, here we go. One here from David. David from Rotherham. Rotherham, that's one place I've heard of, but I've never been to. Hi Matt, how's it going? Love the podcast. Listen to it every Tuesday and Thursday. One thing I'd like to say is please don't go back to the family-friendly one, because the family-friendly one was quite boring in my eyes. Thanks very much. Thank you. But yeah, I love the podcast. Great crack. Love listening to all your banter. My mum and dad are from Belfast, so they are such good Northern Irish people. I lived there till I was 12, until we moved here because of Dad's job. Dad passed away 3 years ago, which was unfortunate. He passed away all of a sudden out of nowhere, and Mum hasn't been the same since. Could you give a shout out to her, as she loves listening to you now and again as well in the kitchen on her smart speaker. And it says her name here, Claire. Hello, Claire. How are you? Thank you for listening to my podcast. I appreciate it, darling, and I hope you're okay. Keep up the good work, Matt. We'll enjoy listening to it as well. I'm trying to get my brother to listen to you as well, but obviously he's away all the time working as a cab driver, so he doesn't get enough time to listen to anything, but I'm trying to convince him to listen to the podcast and get him and the wife to watch the blogs as well. Keep up the good work, Matt. Enjoy it. Have a great week. Take care of yourself. Well, thank you very much for that, my friend. I appreciate it. And a big shout out to your mum again. So sad, though. She lost her husband 3 years ago. Northern Irish woman as well. Good Northern Irish woman. But listen, thank you for your email. I appreciate it. And obviously, sorry to hear about your dad passing away. It's... I keep saying this all the time. I'm really fortunate I still have both my parents. Some people out there don't have their parents anymore. People I know my age, I went to school with them all, have lost a mum or lost a dad or lost both. It's tragic. Your parents are your parents, and you only get one set of parents in this world. As I always say, you enjoy every day with them as you can, because one minute they're here and the next minute they're not. But there you go. But thank you for your email. I do appreciate it, bud. And tell that brother of yours to get that podcast on, and tell him to get watching the vlogs as well. He said he's a cab driver, so tell him to put it on in the taxi and let all his punters listen to the Moore Army podcast. Hello, all the punters. How you going? Anyway, let's move on here. Guys, I know I did say I was going to do it last Thursday, but I'm bringing it back today instead. I want to put another poll up on my Instagram today as well for Thursday's one. But I did ask you guys who you think should be the Moore Army podcast Jackass of the week for last Thursday. So finally, after a year of not being on the airwaves, it's finally returned. It is now time for last week's that's strange. Last week's podcast's Jackass of the Week award. There you go. Look who's back. Boris the Donkey. Yes, Boris, as in Boris Johnson. You all named him, not me. Boris the Donkey is back. So who was the Jackass of the Week for last week? I put it up on social media asking you guys who was the Jackass of the Week, and a lot of you did get in contact with me and give me all different suggestions of who should be Jackass of the Week. But to be quite honest with you, there was a landslide, especially after talking about this gentleman on the podcast last week, and a lot of you were getting involved, especially when it came to, what he was trying to do, cover his tracks and U-turn his behaviour over the last year or so. So I think you probably know who it is. But for anyway, can I get a drum roll, please, of who I'm going to, before I announce here, who the Jackass of the Week is. So the Jackass of the Week for last week is, drum roll, please, the one and only, the two-faced, well, I'll say two-faced, more faces than the Albert Clock in Belfast, the 55-faced, backstabbing, doesn't have a clue what he's doing, absolute moron, couldn't run a bath, never been a country, Mr. Keir Starmer. And there you go, Boris is telling them straight, you're a jackass. And before any of these morons say, sorry, rephrase that, Sir Keir Starmer, yeah, right, my ass, couldn't run a bloody bath. But yes, that is, a lot of these were saying it's Keir Starmer because of his lies, his U-turns, and about the whole benefit situation, about the way he's talking about the grooming gangs and all the bullshit. He keeps turning his face because he's losing votes and blah, 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 X, Y, and Z. These were all coming in with all different answers. He did come in with obviously other people who, you know, you were saying different celebrities from America and celebrity, but the majority of us were saying Keir Starmer. So yes, Jackass of the Week for last week. The returning Jackass of the Week award goes to Mr. Keir, multiple backstabbing, two-faced moron, couldn't run a bath, never been for country, Starmer. So there you go. But who you want to be Jackass of the Week for this week, coming up on Thursday's episode, let me know. I'm going to put a poll up on my Instagram, which you can follow me on there, official Matthew Moore. Go to our Facebook fan page, Moore Army YouTube channel. I'll try and get a poll put up there, or I'll try and get a question put up there. Who's the Jackass of the Week? Let me know. Email it to me, moorearmypodcast@yahoo.com. Contact me on the old social media as well. Let me know who you think the Jackass of the Week for this Thursday should be. I personally think it should be fucking Keir Starmer again because he's a goat. But a lot of you have been contacting me with different opinions and stuff, which I love to hear. So let me hear who you think the Jackass of the Week should be this week. Anyway, I'm going to go, guys, because I've got things on today. I have a busy day today. It's coming up to 10 o'clock in the morning, and my eyeballs are hanging in my fucking head. And I need another coffee, and I need a shower, and I need to get my day started. So before I do go, guys, don't forget, get in touch with me if you can. Don't forget to check out our good friends FTBL Spot on Instagram, Facebook. Go to their page, their website address is on there. Click on there before you purchase any of their items. Will be any of their football stuff, will be mystery shirts in the box, classic football shirts, boots, whatever it is on there. Contact them, quote Moore Army, and they will give you some great discounts from their website for your purchase as well. So it's FTBL Spot. Guys, trust me, if you like all your classic shirts and your mystery shirts in the box and all, honestly, get on them. They are good. The guys who run it are great people, great to talk to. Go and check them out. I would appreciate it as well. Check out our website, moorearmy.co.uk as well. And until Thursday, I'm going to go. Hopefully I'll sound a bit more brighter and a bit more livelier on Thursday. Oh, I just, seeing you don't sleep, that bloody heat drives you fucking up the walls. So it does. Right, until Thursday, guys, enjoy your Tuesday and Wednesday. Whatever you get up to, have fun, be safe, enjoy yourselves, whatever you're up to. And if it's nice and hot where you are in your area, enjoy the heat. You know what I mean? But as the government would say, you have to stay at home because it's too warm. You're not allowed to go out because it's too warm. The sun's bad for you. Stay at home. Or as Boris Johnson would say to you, stay at home, protect the NHS, and don't forget to stay at home. Put on your sun cream. Aye, Boris, whatever. Jackass. Right, till Thursday, I'll see you back here for another episode of the Moore Army Podcast. See you all then, guys. Thanks for listening.